Hey folks, it's Derek here with Christ UMC Kids. It's Holy Week this week, which means Easter is coming. So I wanted to take a minute to pass along some resources for a question I've heard a lot recently. How do we talk about Easter with our kids? We all know that the age and personality of your kids will make a big difference in how you approach that answer. So unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all solution to this problem. But I want to share a few tips with you that are helping me answer that question for my kids, and provide a few links to some of the best short articles and videos I've come across. For preschoolers, a very general explanation is best. It's perfectly okay to tell your 4-year-old that Easter is when Jesus died and was raised from the dead because he loved you and me. If they ask why Jesus died, ask for more specifics, you can just say something like, Jesus chose to be punished for things other people did. That's why we love him so much. For younger kids, it's okay to be vague. You also may want to do an Easter activity or craft while you talk with your preschoolers. You could color a picture or make a craft of the empty tomb, or even talk to them about it while they open their Easter eggs. Tell them how Jesus' gift to us at Easter was the greatest surprise of all. Children this age are extremely experiential learners, and play is a powerful way to teach them. Now, while details about Roman torture methods may not be appropriate for your preschoolers, more details are okay the older kids get. In fact, elementary age children have much more need for a full story that makes sense. While gory details may not be appropriate for kindergartners through 4th graders, a fuller timeline probably is. The older a kid is, the more detail they'll look for and the more questions they'll ask. A big issue likely to come up with younger elementary school students is that ultimate kid value, fairness. This is the why question. The traditional theological way of explaining this is that Jesus was offering to be punished for things we did, so we wouldn't have to be. You can share with them that the Bible tells about people who didn't like Jesus because of what he taught and the things that he did, even because of his willingness to love people that others thought didn't deserve to be loved. It was these people who brought about Jesus' death, even though he hadn't done anything wrong. But in any case, try to move the conversation from the issue of fairness to the idea of God's love and grace and forgiveness. Something like, Jesus must have loved us a ton to have gone so far to fix our sin problem so that we could be friends with God again. How much detail you go into about what that looked like for Jesus or what it would have looked like for us needs to take into consideration your child's personality and sensitivity. For preteens and middle schoolers, it's important to realize that they can engage emotionally with the story much more than younger children can. And in spite of our very reasonable desire to shelter them from too much gory detail, kids this age can connect on a much deeper level with the details of Jesus' suffering and our sin than we may think. It's okay to make the story very specific and very personal here too. And many kids this age may connect well with more dramatic depictions of the Passion story, such as like movies or cinematic or theatrical productions. For all kids, remember the following guidelines. First, Jesus' love for us should be the central theme to your conversation about Easter. Second, always remind kids, as we need reminding, that the final chapter of Jesus' story and ours isn't death, but life. Third, your conversations should be less realistic, less intense, and less specific the younger kids are, and more so as they get older. And fourth and finally, let your kids' sensitivity and maturity lead you forward. Kids are ready for different parts of this conversation at different ages, and nobody knows your kids better than you do. If you want to learn more, check out some of the most helpful short videos and articles in the links below. Share with us about your experiences, good or bad, talking to kids about Easter. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Sunday.